What is up, everybody? Owen Shapiro here. Today, I'm going to be ranking the 2010s NFL MVPs from the last to the best. And I think what's so interesting about this is it's not me ranking as if one, who's the better player. It's ranking the win. It's specifically the win. Did they deserve to win? It's specifically the win of did they who were they going against and what was some of the situations going on. And I think it would be interesting to see where would you rank the MVPs. It's been a good 5 years since the 2010s, almost 6. So I'm going to start off. So at number 10, we have 2016's Matt Ryan. At our last place, we have Matt Ryan. And my personal perspective on this is that Matt Ryan was pretty great. He was good. I think he was good. I think his statistics were pretty accurate. I think what's interesting that we might need to know about is this was the year of the Brady Deflategate, and Brady missed the first 4 games, and many people were calling for Brady to be the MVP, but he missed the first 4 games, and he ended up winning the Super Bowl and beating him in the 28-3 choker. Not only that, and it wasn't fully Matt Ryan's fault, but not only that, like the Aaron Rodgers run the table was pretty great. Like I probably would have gave it to Brady or Rodgers, if not Brady, Rodgers for running the table. So then that brings us to number 9, 2015 Cam Newton. All right. This was a great year for Cam Newton. I think a lot of people forget about it, but he had some pretty good years. Other years that had better plays. I know that year had some pretty good plays, but there were other years he had better plays. And I feel like Cam Newton was better in other years, but his team was pretty good that year and he did good, but obviously that Super Bowl loss was kind of tormenting, and pretty terrifying. Also, I could have gave it to either Brady, Von Miller, other players. Possibly I would have gave it to Von Miller if I could, just because Von Miller was a monster. So then that brings me to the next one on the list. I'm going to go with 2014 Aaron Rodgers. I know it's a little bit similar years, but that's where I have it. Aaron Rodgers that year had some few mishap games. I think Brady also did, though, too, which was why it was a little bit confusing for me. Also, I felt J.J. Watt could have been the MVP. Remember, he won number 1 player for the NFL in the top 100 that year because he was playing so great, even beating Rodgers. So it was very well, it could have been, it was probably close, and Tony Romo was close to it too. I think Tony Romo could have definitely won it. He was a great player. So then that's going to get us to the next one, right? The next person on the list, which that will be 2017 Tom Brady. I know I'm a huge Brady fan, pretty much a Brady stan, but I have to be able to recognize situations. And I recognize my personal take is Brady should have won MVP in 2016 and Carson Wentz should have won it in 2017. I felt that, the competition wasn't as strong in 2017. And I also felt that Carson Wentz, while he was injured, it was a few missed games, and it's happened to other players too. And I just personally think that Carson Wentz should have won the 2017 MVP, and Brady should have won 2016. So then that brings us to 2019's Lamar Jackson. I think he was undisputed, right? Which means nobody voted against him, which was a big thing at the time. Second to how Brady had it in 2010. And I personally feel like that was a great year for Lamar Jackson. But what was so missing about it was that the whole year, him and his team were talking about how they would win the Super Bowl. And they ended up losing to Derrick Henry and the Titans, Mike Vrabel now, and the Patriots, the head coach, Mike Vrabel and the Tennessee Titans. And who were the last seed. I predicted it, but no one else did. And I think that just shows if other people didn't predict it and they were bragging all year about how they would win the Super Bowl, Lamar Jackson hasn't even been to a Super Bowl as playing in it, and they lost to Derrick Henry. It probably should have been Derrick Henry. So that brings us next to the list That brings us to 2018 Patrick Mahomes. And that year will probably go down in the top 10 years of NFL MVPs ever. I really believe that. The breakout year for Patrick Mahomes. Who else could it have been? Honestly, Aaron Donald was playing great that year. I would have been fine with either or. If it were my choice, I would probably give it to, Patrick Mahomes, just because I think he deserved it. I think this was an incredible year. The 50 touchdowns, stats only in his second year, similar to how Drake May is doing, but really he created the quarterback, the West Coast quarterback again, and that was pretty incredible. I thought that was pretty amazing. All right, here we go. Then that's going to bring us to 2011 Aaron Rodgers. And I personally think that 2011 Aaron Rodgers should not be forgotten. I think he played a lot of easy teams, but do not forget 2011 Aaron Rodgers. Don't forget it, because he was just groundbreaking. I think that was the year we knew where a lot of us said this guy could be top 5 all time, which is where I have him at number 2 for QBs. And I think the missing part was that, once again, they could have won the Super Bowl, but they were upset by the Giants in the divisional round. That brings us to our final 3. 3 and 2 are a little bit switchable. I personally think that 3 and 2 are similar, but different players and different positions. At number 3, we have Adrian Peterson. That is such an incredible year for a running back. Probably the greatest running back year in NFL history. I'll say it right now. Carried his entire team to the playoffs. Just missed it by a few yards of the single season record, but was destroying the entire NFL. That brings us to number 2. Peyton Manning in 2013. Look, everyone could talk about how he got blown out in the Super Bowl. He was still a great quarterback who got them there. The records of the record passing touchdowns, I believe passing yards, and all these other records, and even some of them for a game. I mean, that is just, wow. Go back and watch Peyton Manning in 2013. It should be studied. Then at number 1, the greatest quarterback ever, 2010, Tom Brady. Yeah, that year for Tom Brady, 2 interceptions. I mean, wow. I mean, what a year for a quarterback. I mean, that year, obviously people were saying the year before that the dynasty was done, and he came back firing against even good teams in competitive games too. I mean, look, he played competitive against the Vikings. He played competitive against the Ravens, all these other teams, and Brady destroyed them. And there was trash talking. He was on fire. Anyway, everybody, I'm Owen Shapiro. I'm out. Stay cinematic.